Hi everyone. So I want to share two dreams that I had this week, right around the time of the Lionsgate portal. It has been so freaking activating. I have 4 pages of notes because it was just a lot of information. So it's going to keep everything organized and clear. Um, and I also want to just like go into the current energy as well. There is like such a massive shift that is happening and has happened where previous videos talking about how the two earths are being created and how you are a vibrational match to exist within them is like evident right now. You can feel it, like if you go outside and just like look at a tree, stand there, look at the sky, like just be in that energy, just go ground. I can feel it so much in my heart center and my mind. Like it feels high. Like just being outside, I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? And like all I've had is coffee. It's just this feeling. It's overwhelming. It feels so good. And I really believe it's because the energy that's been flowing in and the portals that have been activating, we are officially plugged into a new source of energy. Yes, we're human. Yes, we can like go up and down and all around, but this energy is available. It is here. Um, so the first dream that I had was about 5 days ago, and I was dreaming about different portals that were being activated at this time. So what do I mean by this? Uh, it was me getting a reading, receiving a reading by a woman, and this woman in the dream, her name was Grace. I had never met her before, and I knew that she was from a different world. And I was being brought to her because she wanted to read my energy. And she was telling me she was excited to read my energy because she was going to be helping me activate and open up different portals that I have within myself that the collective is also opening up and activating. These are Stargate portals. And I was like, what does that mean though? And she was basically explaining that there's a new source of energy that we're connecting to right now. And in order to do so, as these portals are being activated, which is where those codes flow into from our energetic body, she was explaining basically a umbilical cord where our energetic body is like in a womb in a sense in that other dimension, and with what our energy feels and what we embody is like the nutritional value that that body receives, that that baby receives, and it is equally a part of us. And when we're in a higher vibration or a state in a state of being, we're consuming and creating that energy out of love instead of having fear consume and create us. We're making that shift, we're making that transition, and our body is able to receive the environment and reality and perceive it in a higher way, which is where these energies are being felt right now, because there's such an alignment and such a connection, because the veil is like so thin between those worlds right now. She was basically calling it like the rainbow bridge, and how we're literally all different colors, all different vibrations. We're all so unique on the spectrum. There's like an unlimited amount that some we can't even perceive, and yet it still makes a rainbow. It's still a spectrum of light. And in this dimension, there's more of that connection being made. I was like, this is amazing. So she was saying that as the collective is not only feeling this because we are all one, it's requiring that much energy to, like a wave, move through it, that the planet's consciousness is also waking up right now. And that in order to like get that out of the way, it's needing like a surge of energy, which is us. And while doing so, we're also clearing our own energy. So she was telling me that um, this was last week, so especially the week of like the 1st of August until now, lots of like physical body symptoms are being felt. Aches, pains, but also she was really focusing on the crown, and the crown being awareness, the crown being connection to our spiritual body, and how if it is out of balance or not as open right now, we're really seeing what needs to be aligned within ourselves, um, to surrender to, instead of like how we've been sacrificing ourselves in that survival mode, in the physical world, the hustle mode, that exhaustion. This is bringing us back into our spiritual body. And if we are aligned and connected and have been building those foundations with all of our bodies, I feel like I'm talking so fast, it's just a lot, that we're either going to be feeling very activated right now, or we're going to be feeling like slumped, depressed, anxious. It's like that energy doesn't know where to go, and we don't know how to quite process what we're feeling. And that can trigger old ways of patterns, coping, behaving. Um, this really does affect like sleep schedule, energetic levels, brain fog. It's just, to me, a signal that we're receiving this energy, and it's our duty, it's our job to process this. And by having that awareness and ability to receive and go into that state, to go back into our internal, um, is what I've been intuitively feeling. It's very important to process that. We need to like bring our energy back into our body, into ourself, in order to very much so be present with it, so that we can activate, we can move it through. And in doing so, we're clearing out these other energies that we're feeling in our body right now. So she was basically saying, uh, she said, carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders is essentially what we've been doing. And we are now plugging into a new source of energy, into this new reality. So, that all being said, um, the other dream that I had was, it was a lot too. It was me in my bedroom, and this is only the second time this has ever happened, where I'm sleeping and I'm aware that I'm sleeping, because my dream in this case was in my bedroom, and there's two women standing. One was in my bed, no, one was standing at the end of my bed, and the other one was floating outside the window. And I was like, I don't have a balcony out there. Like, how are you standing there? And I was like, oh my God, I'm dreaming. So then I'm looking out of the window, and they were telling me that there's gates, portals, star gates being activated in the sky. It looked like there was about like 7 or 8 of them. And I'm looking out of my window, and I see like an arch, like this kind of shape. And there's the 7 or 8 of them in the sky, and I can see another world, like another dimension through. I can see more sky, and this other world, like these were these bridges, like these access points that were being opened, where other beings or other levels of consciousness could communicate with, and that there was an opening happening now, where different parts of the world, that have these gates or portals or energetic points, are being open and activated, preparing for like the mothership to land. And with doing so, connection is starting to be made. Oh, it was so beautiful. They were saying like how we have our generations we go through on earth, and our ancestral DNA and our lineage. um, we have access to all of that information. We can tap into it, we can tune into it. She was also saying that we have DNA equally that's off planet, multidimensional DNA, and that this new source we're tuning into is more so from our star family, our star DNA, other planetary consciousness, other dimensional energy that we have access to. And I was like, I kept saying like, I'm not scared. Like, this is great. Like, yes, yes. She was saying that my body, she was going to put it to, not to sleep, but in like a neutral state. And immediately it felt like I don't know, like I died, like I felt numb, and I was like not in my body. So now I knew my physical body was sleeping, and in my dream I was like sleeping again in my astral body, and then I was out of my body, and I started to see the room like pixelate. I could see all these waves, and like this illusion just clear. And I was in like a stream of energy, and I could hear and feel all different beings and people talking. And I started having this thought like, wow, this one experience I'm having as Zach, I've created and I embodied and I gave life to, but it's just one out of the many we have access to. And that collective body, that non physical energetic body, this wave, I'm just like one drop amongst the ocean. And we have access to embody and tune into all of those experiences. And if I'm only able to contain this one, like, no wonder you need this like sea of consciousness to handle all of that energy. So that blew my mind because she was saying we have access to all of that and we're going to start remembering like off planet memories and tune into all of our lifetimes collectively and become one. Like there's a merge that's happening right now. And in order to receive that, our physical body is needing this energetic upgrade in order to do so. And it's going through these processes that feel like death in order to give life to this. And yeah, so that was like, that I feel was the key points to those dreams, preparing for this embodiment, preparing for this energy. I don't really feel like it's going away. I feel like the remembrance is here, and if you're feeling this energy, like let me know, because this is the first time I felt like an immediate shift. Like this is wild. Um, I feel like even though, let's say you're not sleeping as well, or a lot of these activations are happening, it's like I still have so much energy all of a sudden, and I can feel the source of energy that's coming through. There's just this awareness that's happening as our spiritual body and senses are opening up, and all of our non-physical abilities and awareness are feeling. It's like vibrationally, we are like choosing what reality we exist in, and yet you don't even like notice the shift is happening because it's still the same, but there's a vibrational shift that has happened that is very much so feeling based, and all you have to do is tune into it. So I'm grateful that I have these dreams and I'm able to share them. I feel like that's a part of my purpose and my teaching, where if I'm able to access that place subconsciously when I'm sleeping and start becoming conscious while I'm in that place, and go to these other dimensions and retrieve information and bring it back, uh, there's a bridge that starts to happen. And I feel like a lot of people right now are waking up to how their gifts and abilities work, or parts of themselves that have been lying dormant. So, oh, yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. Take time, integrate it, let me know how you're feeling. Um, I feel like that was pretty much it. On a light Monday morning. I'll see you all very soon.